It's the Black Aaron broadcast. It's the Black Aaron podcast. It's the Black Aaron broadcast. Go ahead and play my music, and we're gonna jump right onto this up in here. See, that didn't even work. God. Oh, and you know what's really great is that I forgot to make this whatever. We're just
It's
gonna
almost like you're in school for this.
Dave Chappelle, Sarah Black sounds like. Yes, Aaron Black sounds like Dave Chappelle. I've been hearing that my whole life.
He sucks, apparently.
And he sucks. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Okay, good. Dude, I gotta.
You can't hear me, huh? You were telling me
Yeah,
right up on the mic.
You
huh?
gotta that mic, bro.
Just be in here like this.
You gonna whisper the entire episode?
Like I was trying to tell you, ASMR is a real thing.
I have no idea what ASMR is. I've been trying to pay attention. So, welcome to the Black Aaron broadcast show, brother. This is my guest, Timmy from New Hampshire. Not Timmy from South Park.
That's not my name.
Sorry. It's Tom Jones, bro. It's young Tom Jones. Dude, that could be your rap name.
Mike Jones. Who?
Mike Jones. Then the phone number. He said that he used to. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Usually I give an introduction for my guests, but I'm playing with the format where I just kind of like do it kind of loose and friendly. So this is Tom Jones. That's actually his name, or Thomas Jones, however he wants to call it. And I met this guy in the Veteran Resource Center here on campus. He's new this semester. I think you're like a junior now.
Unfortunately, I'm a junior.
Okay.
With too long left to go.
Yeah. And what are your major is like IT or?
Right on that head. Yep.
Yeah.
Information technology. It's a newer degree at the school.
Yeah.
So all my classes are messed up because it's a new program.
They didn't get that quite figured out. It's all good, man.
I'm paving the way for everyone else.
Okay. That's what's up. No worries there. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, brother. How are you doing today, first of all?
Great. Went to a workshop, seen an advisor today, woke up early. I'm on it. So
you are on it now. You look like a guy who really has his stuff together.
Looks are deceiving.
That was a sarcasm. I didn't actually mean that.
Now I'm offended.
Oh God, I hate. Oh, right there. I think I kind of like that. I like that mic placement there. So I did send you some pre-interview questions because me and this guy we haven't really we have talked quite a bit about a few things. But I don't know. We're kind of new buddies. We're new buddies. I bullied him onto the show according to his answer to one of my pre-interview questions. He said, "What did I say? I never actually volunteered, but was strong-armed by intimidation." So,
I don't know if the viewers have seen it, but you're a pretty big guy. You got some big arms, so that was specifically why that came up.
I did not strong-arm him in here, but I do want to jump into some of the questions because we don't have a ton of time. I'm actually doing a few interviews today.
Great, that's good for me.
Yeah. So first question, you said that you grew up in New Hampshire, and when I asked you the most valuable life lesson, you said growing up shitty. Yeah. What does that mean? How did you grow up shitty?
I'm laughing because I didn't really think you were gonna say it.
Let's go say it. What?
I thought you were just gonna skip that whole question and go to the next one.
No, because that was the most intriguing. That was like in the top 3 of most intriguing questions I had. I have a few questions, but that was one. And I think people learn the most when people share their personal experiences, and people look at people and they kind of judge them like, oh, that person's got this or that. Maybe they look at you and they just think white privilege, bro.
That's where I was gonna go with that.
Yeah,
especially
do you have white privilege, bro, or did you grow up shitty, man?
No, I grew up shitty.
How shitty did you grow up?
You know, we're military, and a lot of people in
Army vet over here.
Yeah, Army vet that we interact with, and you know, it wasn't until I joined the Army that I really realized that a lot of people have shitty upbringings, even worse than mine. Because I always, growing up, I thought like, damn, I'm just the worst. Like nobody has it worse
No
than
one
me.
has it worse than
And
me.
granted, I did have it pretty bad. There's people out there with much worse upbringings. But to get back to that question, yeah, there's
Okay.
no white privilege here. I mean, I grew up in New Hampshire, which you might already assume like nice houses.
You're rich as F, bruh.
Yeah, like just grew
You
up,
went to a private
had a
school.
boat,
You
private
had a
school.
boat.
No,
You had a lake house.
grew up
How poor are
single
we? How,
parent, grew up
okay.
off the government.
Oh,
My mom's
government.
real sick,
Oh
disabilities.
man.
Her my father, I don't really know. He passed away at a young age, but then like the guy who raised me
Uh-huh.
committed suicide in jail.
In jail.
In jail. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I had a upbringing for sure.
Damn.
I mean, I can elaborate on this, and I have no problem. I don't know how in
No,
depth you want
bro.
me to go. You know.
I mean, I don't like. I want you to. You can go as elaborate as you feel comfortable, brother. So yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So, I mean, just a little bit deeper to delve into that. Yeah, I grew up with my grandma for a while because my
Okay.
mom running from the law. She was a big junkie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and she was trying to get herself together. So I grew up with my grandma, and yeah, during that whole junkie phase of her life,
Okay.
she contracted HIV,
Yes.
had HIV, and yeah, that was the struggle, I guess, for my childhood is growing up with a single parent who's HIV positive, and she's always sick. She never really worked too much, maybe here
Yeah.
and there, but primarily grew up off the government,
Wow.
housing, food, stipends, all that type of stuff. So not a lot of money there.
So how did you? So did you went to school?
What is this? Mexico? Yeah, I went to school.
No, you went. How did you go to school? What I'm thinking is, how did you go to school and balance this kind of like unbalanced household that you were coming up with,
I was a
coming through?
horrible student.
Okay.
So another thing, I guess I'm kind of realizing now, even though I'm a little bit older, I'm 29,
Yeah.
is grew up without a father figure, I guess, and I
Yes.
didn't realize how much of a hindrance that would have just on life, I guess. So no
Hmm.
real father figure, and then, like I said, my mom wasn't all there. She never pushed me to do anything. As long as I was in school
Yeah.
passing, I was good enough.
Like the
So
minimal.
yeah, so no real guidance there either. And honestly, my whole childhood, all I did was like skateboard and play video games. Like
Yeah.
that was it. And I mean, I made it through school. I graduated high school, no honors, no nothing, no AP classes. Didn't care about any of that.
Hmm.
College was never really a concern. I just didn't know how I would do it because again, mom never went through college. Like,
You didn't have any
how do you
examples
yeah,
to
no
draw from.
examples. How do you do that? You know,
Wow.
so
Yeah,
that's
man.
how I ended up in the military. Kind of. There's more to that story, but
How did you end up in the military? Let's go there.
so yeah, I grew up. Like I said, I grew up this life, and I don't know.
You had a obviously you had a huge head start in life.
Yeah, head start, and I wasn't really the closest with my family either. Like I don't
Yeah.
hate them by any means, but I see these families, especially over here,
Oh
these
yeah.
Spanish families. They're just like so interconnected. I
Yeah.
didn't really have that, so I had no problem when I was 18 just leaving, and that's what I did.
Hmm.
And I moved all the way from New Hampshire to San Francisco, which was a
Damn.
nightmare. I had
Whoa,
like,
that was a night.
I
Just
mean,
the trip or
no, I
like
mean
the city
logistically, I
logistically.
flew, so I didn't have a car, and then I had like three
Oh,
thousand dollars in my
you
pocket.
didn't road trip?
No, I didn't.
3K is not bad, but I mean, that might cost be the price of like a avocado toast or bagel in San Francisco.
I was living in the basement of a Filipino family, paying
Okay,
I don't know what, but it lasted like 6 months, and I found myself in the army at that point.
you were
So
just like, you know what? I'm
just
not gonna do this.
not working. My choices were go back home, and I painted the picture of what back home was. Not
Yeah,
much going on there.
not much
So
going on there.
or incur a lot of debt to go to school like a normal person, which
Fuck
didn't sound
that.
fun either.
Yeah.
So
Dude, yeah, I feel like the military allowed me to make a lot of mistakes in school because I don't have any debt and like I've been to a couple different schools. Definitely taken some units,
yeah,
failed them, retook them, passed
I feel it.
them.
That's why I'm a
Like,
junior with 2.5 years left of university.
damn, man. So you came into so the childhood, you went cross country, you joined the army because you were like, fuck this, I'm living in a Filipino family's basement, I'm poor as shit.
Yeah.
And what was the military experience like?
Again, not the best ride.
How was that? I mean, was it as bad as childhood or worse?
Well, that was on me though. I mean, I joined and I had a girlfriend, and
Oh, you joined with a
you know,
girlfriend?
I had really long hair, and I was like, my whole personality is just like laid back. I don't stress anything, and
Yeah.
I had this long hair that they loved to cut off. They spun me around in that chair and just chopped it off. And I was like completely demoralized. I was like, oh my
Oh,
God, I've never seen myself with a bald head before. Like,
you had a lot of character in that hair,
yeah,
huh?
that was all my character, my only
Oh,
character.
so what are you now? You're just a shadow of a man with no long golden locks of hair.
No, one thing I did take from the army was, I guess, some life experiences and personality. I mean, kind of came
Hmm.
out of that shell a lot more, I'd say.
You
So
kind of have to because you're just stuck with another group of strangers going through like the suck, everything that sucks and is shitty, and you guys just make jokes and stuff and kind of bond over
yeah,
making jokes of your own mutual misery and suffering.
yeah. So I mean, I got in a little bit of trouble because in AIT, like your training program, what
Yeah.
you're learning, I got in a situation where I was just stagnant, like not doing anything. And not only did I get mixed in with the other people who were in that same position or who were in like a position of getting kicked out of the army. So I was just with like a bad
They
crowd.
would kick you out of the army in like your training school?
Oh yeah. I
Really?
have a lot of friends who got kicked out of the military in that stage. But I was with like
Okay.
some bad company. And then I was also had this girl back home who like I was in love with and
Yeah.
separated from her. And there's just a lot of times where I was in a position, do I even want to be in the military?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got in a little bit of trouble. But eventually I got through all that, made it
Hmm.
out, did my normal army career.
Okay. Another thing I know you're into is like the cars and stuff. When did because you showed me a video online, your friend's YouTube thing, you're in the car, you're like revving it, it's got all these views. You mentioned something about getting into 100-mile-an-hour car accident, and you also mentioned like drifting. So how does the cars like what's your relationship with cars and drifting, and why are
Yeah.
you speeding, bro?
Well, I'm not anymore. Haven't had a ticket in 3 years. Knock on fake wood. Like,
Yeah, good for you.
yeah. When I was in Texas, I was in. Here's the combination of how it all started. I was in Texas. Speed limit in some places 85 miles per hour. Just long, flat, straight roads. Nothing to do but speed if you're
Yeah.
responsible. And then the second half was I was in the military and I was young. I guess three factors. I was in the military and I was young, so I had money to spend
Yeah,
on
yeah, on
unnecessary
bullshit.
things like cars.
Yeah.
And at one point, that car that I did wreck was very fast. It was like 450 horsepower,
Oh,
more
nice.
torque than that. And yeah, I don't know. That's how I got into cars. Fell into like a whole car culture, car family. It was like
Obviously.
it's pretty tight knit because there's a lot of military people in that town with nothing else to spend their money on or
Yeah.
wisely spend their money on. So you meet a lot of people with like nice cars, fast cars, and kind of started bonding, and that became almost like a second family
Another
in that
family.
sense. Yeah.
That's cool. So you started kind of, found a family in the army, found another family well, you found a family in AIT of slackers. You found
Wouldn't
another
call
fam.
them
Are they troublemakers?
in retrospect not a family, but found a group of
Dysfunction.
people to be
Okay.
wild with, I guess.
Wild and free. What was so wild? What was the most wild thing
You
that
know, I always say that, and sometimes I feel like people won't believe me. I'm telling you, we lived
go
in
ahead.
60-man bays.
Sixty
No
man?
walls, just bunk beds stacked in rows, just rows of bunk beds, 60
Okay.
men, and and we had one communal area with a TV. And like I told you, I was with the misfits. These were people getting kicked out of the military or
Oh, so they put you in like the shithead platoon, shitbird platoon.
yeah, because it was just
Okay.
people who weren't actively in school. So it wasn't all of us, but there was a big group just getting kicked out or they call it Article 15. That's like
Yeah, I
it's
forget what it means, but I think they have that in the Marine Corps too.
yeah, I don't know what the equivalent is, but it's like they're taking your pay and you're
Ooh,
doing
that's trash.
community service
Ooh.
almost. And yeah, so a lot of these people were just like disgruntled, didn't care anymore, and that's kind of the crowd I got thrown in with. And I'm telling you, like the NCOs,
Yeah.
the our bosses essentially would come in and they would like tell us to do work, whether it be cleaning or like some kind of work. And these people would just like look at them dead in the eye and be like, I'm not doing that shit. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And we would get these NCOs who aren't part of our company, who don't know us. They didn't know
They didn't know they were getting this attached to the shithead platoon.
Yeah, they didn't know like these bad kids, and they would just be set back,
taken aback.
Like, what do you mean? Like, I outrank
not.
you. Like, you listen to me. And I seen that, and it just like broke the whole structure at a very early stage of what the military was. Because I mean, I was still in the phase where they're molding you. Like, you're gonna listen to your peers, and like there's an echelon, there's a rank system, and you follow that. And I just took a step back, and I seen how it was. And it was I was headed down a bad path, I guess. But like I said,
that way.
I got pulled out of it, and I did fine, and I got out scotch-free and honorable discharge, and
well, good.
It worked out,
man.
but yeah, I seen some things. Like, I seen a dude punch a hole in the wall once, and then like drink a bottle of beer or liquor and like just throw it in the hole in the wall. And like people were doing spice at that time, which is like synthetic weed.
What?
And it like the Army didn't know how to regulate it, and it was just like a crazy. I always look back.
He was out there. He was out there, bro.
I always look back, and it was like being in the crazy fraternity in that sense.
Yeah,
military.
I definitely felt like my Marine Corps experience was my fraternity. Taught me how to drink, fucking fight, brother.
Yeah,
that's what we did. That's how we spent our time. So that's funny. Yeah, we in our school, like, it wasn't.
I don't.
You need to get in line.
Places are that way.
Yeah,
so.
The Marine Corps, it's just kind of, you're gonna get in line, or we're just gonna fuck you up. Or okay, if we fuck you up, you don't get it, and we put you in one of those platoons, maybe we'll get out. But they tend to recycle people. They just kind of, I think they just send you around until you fit somewhere. They don't. The Marine Corps, they're gonna, even if you want to get out, like, they don't let people out that easy. I know people tried to run different during training or boot camp, and they still caught him and brought him back.
Yeah,
like they didn't just let people go.
I've seen some people get away, and yeah, it's not easy, but I've seen them do it.
Damn.
I mean, there's a breaking point everywhere. So
yeah,
I feel like my unit was maybe the recycled unit that was the final stop before they were just out of there. So.
I guess so, man. God, you wacky Army guys.
But yeah, and then the second half of that question, like drifting, that came much after I was
out of the military.
Yeah, so I stayed around Fort Hood, Texas, one of the largest Army installations in the country.
You got out and stayed around the base, lived around.
Yeah, because I fell into that car culture, and I just had a lot of friends, and I was really living my best life at that point. Like,
best life.
We were a little bit older. We were drinking. We were having fun. We all were we had a little bit of money, and like it was just those good old early
20s.
Yeah,
just getting it in the streets.
And we were
lots of energy.
And I ended up moving in with my buddy, and he had about 2 car friends that lived with him, and they were all big into drifting. Like, and I just never heard of it. I wasn't exposed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I picked it up from them, and that was my crack right there.
The drifting.
It was about 4 years ago, and I never really stopped. So.
Yeah. What was you were drifting 4 years ago?
I mean, I was horrible, but I was drifting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit more refined now, and I ran up in Washington a Pro-Am series. I didn't do very well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your foot in to being a full-time job.
Yeah.
If you win a series like that. But I don't know, I stayed around.
Did you place?
Yeah, like low, like 23rd or
Out
something.
of how many?
But probably like 45. But it was a big.
Not bad, man.
I mean, you got to put yourself out there to be better. And they have a series here too, but I haven't ran it here. It's so people got LA money, I guess. I don't know. There's a brother and sister who are 13 and 14, and their dad funds their division with like $500,000.
Wait, but they're 13, 14, so they can't drive, right?
But you can drive at the track. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you can't drive on like the roads because the roads are regulated and stuff. But
they're
you can't.
full-blown like race car drivers already. So
what?
Yeah, it's wild.
Actually, my stepdad, his full name is Sean the Mad Dog McConnell, and he's like
says it on his.
Well, it says it everywhere. If you look him up, he's like a speedway guy. So they go around in a dirt track and they race. He's been doing that his whole life since he's like 18, 19, maybe earlier.
Yeah.
Like he had to sneak in to do it and not tell his mom when he was younger.
Oh, wow.
And he like won, and then he just never stopped for like his whole life. He still races now.
Yeah,
he's
for
like
me, I mean,
old.
I think the reason, besides the fun aspect of it and the
Yeah.
car aspect, it's just another way to find your niche, like to find your friends, to find that
Yeah.
group of individuals who you can really be good friends with. So
Yeah.
I think that's why I stay in it. I mean, it's an easy way to make good friends.
Yeah. I mean, especially coming from where you were coming from, I guess you couldn't rely on your family too much. So like it's like, get drawn this other family kind of element and stuff.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't want to paint a crazy picture. I have a good family, my immediate family.
Do you still talk to?
Yeah, I mean, I talk to my mom a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
my uncle. He's a real big guidance for me.
Okay.
He's been a programmer since the '70s. He was in the Vietnam War. Like
Oh wow.
I feel like I'm kind of following his footsteps in life. He's
Find
been my
someone
role
who's
model.
kind of, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go home actually this Thanksgiving. First time I've been home since 2013 or something.
Damn. So this is like a big homecoming.
Yeah, it'll be.
So you see the uncle, you'll see your mom, you'll see. So his dad, is he still?
No, I
Oh,
mean,
that's right, because you said.
my biological
Oh, okay.
father passed, but my
Yeah.
stepdad lives with my mom, but that's a whole nother. They're not men. I mean,
They just arguing.
it's a financial dependency because they just bump heads, like not a good match. But
Yeah.
both of them just need that financial dependency, like I said.
Just on each other, or?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
both of them. So that's a whole. Oh, I'll be there for a
What?
week, and I'll be glad to be back in LA.
Yeah.
I think after a week back home. So.
What do you you don't have to like talk about like what do you mean like just like because both of them get like some type of
Well,
disability or
yeah,
something or
my mom gets a lot of, like I said, government stuff, so she
yeah.
gets like housing and she gets money there, and then I don't really know. He probably fits into the picture on like a psychological level. She just cannot. She's not fit to live alone, and then like
So he like
and then she needs like help doing things. She can't drive, so like he's kind of there for
he's
that.
a
But
chauffeur and
yeah, anytime
caretaker.
he really has to do some stuff, I'm sure for him it's just like he's just so far beyond dealing with this woman at this point. But he needs the financial, her money. I don't know. It's a mess, dude. Like
Okay. And so is life. Life's crazy, man. Yeah, that's why I always think it's interesting, especially in the military. Like when I was in, everyone looks the same haircut, same outfit, doing the same stuff. But you talk to people got crazy stories. They come from different places, completely different lives. It doesn't matter what color skin everyone is. Everyone's got a story. And so that's your story, man.
Yeah, it's funny because now that I'm here in LA, especially this school isn't predominantly white by any means. I don't know.
It's mostly probably Hispanic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what it is, but
maybe black a little bit.
I talk to a lot of people and they're like, "Oh, so you're probably from the OC, right?" And I'm like,
"You're like, no." They would assume.
"No."
They assume you're from the OC, and no, you're not.
No, but
that's interesting. Yeah, they could assume a lot of stuff because that's what I'd assume. I was like, "Oh, this guy's from Huntington Beach or something."
yeah.
Then you're like New Hampshire and the Army. I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah.
Well, then you're like somebody else. So that's why, I definitely wanted to ask that question. Let's see. We know you're from New Hampshire. We learned about your awesome childhood. Peeing in the hole of an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
What is that?
What was the question specifically? It was like my first run-in with music.
What are your earliest memories of music? The story of baby me peeing into the hole of the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
What is that? What?
Well, you already know I had some of the best guidance as a kid.
Yes.
No, so I guess I don't know him too well, but my biological father, he was a big musician. I have a pretty fond memory of being young, and like he had some cassette tapes that I had of just like him playing music, and he was a big artist too. He painted, and
oh wow,
like I said, I don't know too much about him. I'll probably go home and try and find out more, just because like I'm curious now personally. But
yeah, that happens as you get older. Because my dad he was like only around till I was 5, and he was in like Vietnam War and all kinds of stuff. And since he passed, like I am a little more curious, like even his military history and stuff. And my aunt has a whole garage, I think, full of his stuff. So I'll kind of want to eventually get around to going back to Jersey and going through that stuff. So
Jersey, yeah, you're far from home as well. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guitar thing was there was always he was a big guitar player, and I guess he was trying to be a good dad at one point. I don't even know what his story is, so I can't fault him. Okay. But he bought me like a little kid's acoustic guitar, and granted, I never learned how to play.
Yeah.
But I did pee in that son of a gun. Probably just butt naked, just peeing in that hole. And I don't know, that's a story that my mom always told me from when I was younger.
That's cool.
Um,
There's nothing wrong with that, brother.
yeah, so I probably would have been like a badass musician playing all these instruments if I had that male father figure
Yeah.
growing up, but it never really
You kind of
happened.
when you don't have a dad around, you just kind of have to figure out how to be a man on yourself because you got by yourself because you kind of just have all this energy that starts just building up over time, and then you got like this, you got female influence over, but the male, it's like just like it would typically be two hands molding you, but you just kind of go the other way, like
Yeah.
you know. But I definitely understand what you're saying about that. Let's see here. I'm passionate. Okay, I saw that. Oh, what is the meaning of life? You said nihilism. I don't know.
That's a
Do you not? You just don't believe in anything?
that's kind of, I don't know if you ended up Googling that or what, because a lot of
No.
people just don't know what that is. But
Well, nihilism is the belief that I guess you could call it like a philosophy. It's just that there's meaning. There is no meaning in anything. But even believing that is kind of
yeah, so I'm not
you
like
have some
I'm
meaning.
not even, I wouldn't even consider myself a
Nihilists aren't even
nihilist,
diehard
but
nihilists. They're just
yeah.
been having a bad day for their entire life, and they're just kind of drawing it out.
But
But
yeah, I'm not
we
religious.
can expand on that. How do you feel about do not you just don't you believe life is
I
kind of a
don't
bad
think
deal?
that, yeah, I mean, no, I mean, not in a bad sense. I'm not so melancholy in that sense, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know, I'm not religious in any sense, and
yeah.
I can't even pretend I have like a good understanding of all the religion,
Mhm,
but I just, from like my experiences, I don't think there's like an ultimate
mhm.
end goal or an ultimate place you go or like an ultimate meaning or predestination.
Yeah,
I don't see any of that personally.
yeah.
I mean, I think I live my life and it's my one life, and I don't need to complicate it. Like there's not all this, I don't think it's so complicated personally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People like to, I think they like to make it more complicated than it is. Just they need to because otherwise you're looking at some pretty, depending on your perspective, could be some dark shit.
Yeah,
Could
and
be just, you do whatever you want and just kind of fall into some like hedonistic, carefree lifestyle. But people like kind of structure. They like to believe there's reasonings behind stuff, but human beings aren't necessarily capable, nor do we really understand the true nature of the universe. So,
yeah, and like I said, I'm a pretty like laid back, mellowed out guy. I don't stress things, so
yeah,
like I guess I just kind of fall into that nihilistic view. Like there is nothing, like there's no bigger thing. There's nothing to worry about, and like there's no proper route to get somewhere in life.
true.
Or and I see why a lot of people do. Like my mom is a born again Christian or whatever you want to call it, but like she
Yeah.
has so many life problems. Like she'll just go crazy if she doesn't have something to believe in. Like she needs
Some people,
that found it. Like some people just really need to look for a
yeah.
reason for things, and
I believe, yeah, I believe it helps people. Like, religion isn't for everybody. Like, I'm not super religious, but I'll go to church every now and then. Maybe it gives me a good feeling. I don't fully because I question a lot of stuff, so it's hard for me to believe everything they're saying. But if religion helps people find peace in their life and allows them to express themselves in a way that is good for not only themselves but those around them, then maybe the religion's the answer. But maybe for some people it's drifting is the answer,
yeah, so
or buying
yeah, and
selling
I don't bash
stocks.
religion by any means. It's just I personally haven't fallen into it yet. Maybe I feel like I don't need a reason for anything, or yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy to me because I've always been like science is the answer. That was always like
Mm-hmm.
my mindset. And there's people like these genius people, like what's that
Sam
guy
Harris,
Neil
Neil
deGrasse.
deGrasse,
Like these people are
astrophysicist.
super religious too. And I just I
Is
never
Neil deGrasse
understood.
religious?
I don't know if it was specifically him or that
Sure.
older long haired Asian guy. I can't think of his name.
Oh,
He's really religious, and like I don't know, it
oh,
kind of I feel like that's like almost a interest of conflict, being so like the
yeah.
leading person on scientific front, and then you're also very religious. So I don't know. I thought that was
I
interesting.
look at religion more as a mechanism to kind of find balance and guidance in life when you feel like you can't. You find that same, drive within yourself. So it gives you a little help, and depends on how you interpret it too. Because you can twist that up and for the wrong reasons, just as well as anything else. So,
but yeah, I'm not well enough informed to talk too much on religion. But that whole nihilism thing, that was just like, I don't know, that was a view I guess I had.
Yeah,
I don't take anything serious enough, and I don't think there's any ultimate end or ultimate place we're going personally. But that's just me. So
yeah, I do have a question. I like to ask all my guests this. What is your dream?
that wasn't on the list, huh?
No, I'm not going to ask you all the questions on the list, bro. That's just like for me to get an idea to ask other questions.
I guess my dream is I wish I could keep living the way I have. I live such a carefree, like stress-free life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. A lot of people can't understand that because I'm a college student. Like, what do you mean you're stress-free? I wish I could keep living this stress-free, like easygoing life that I live, but do it with like more money. I want to be so that sounds stupid, but I want to keep this lifestyle I live, but be more successful.
Yeah,
I don't want to regress and like fall into a pit or the life I live. I'm like so happy where I'm at right now. I just want to do it with more success. I want to go somewhere. I want to like have more of an impact on not only my life, but other people's lives. Like I want to do something more than just exist, I guess. But keep this stress that I have, like, which is none. So
yeah, no, that's good. Stress kills, brother. Stress, it messes everything up. If you could do whatever you want every day, like sky's the limit. Like you could do anything. You got all the money. You got all the resources.
I hit this. What is it? Powerball. It's like in the billions right now. If I hit that,
did you give them your damn money?
No, I didn't.
But okay, so if you got the Powerball, sure. If that's what you want to think about, what would you do every day?
Every day, huh?
Like how would you spend your days? And it's different for everybody. Like no limits. Sky's nothing. You can do whatever you want every day. What would you do?
It kind of comes back to this. It is a materialistic thing, but it comes back to this Powerball because there's been other times where it's a big hitter and I've thought about it. I would absolutely love to get some land somewhere, not in LA because dude, there's no land here. But I'd like to get some land somewhere, and I've always had this idea in my head that I would set up this little community, like what tiny homes are, something to that effect.
I live in a tiny home,
like physically a tiny home, or like a trailer tiny home.
It's like a RV.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we remodeled like the inside of a RV.
Oh, that's cool. So my whole thing was I would have this little plot of land, and I would have like a circle with tiny homes. And all my homies could like come and not live there because that's a burden. Like nobody can stay there forever. They can visit you, but they can visit, and like there'd be like a communal bond pit, and like we would just chill. And then in the back, I'd have a racetrack, and I'd have all these cars, and we can just like go get it and like just have fun. Like talking, it's just like drive. It's just like a constant party. But forever, I would age fast, and I don't know. But that's always something I thought would be really fun.
Not if you just like go vegan and juice and like exercise and do yoga. You just do yoga and juice every day. You could drive and whatever.
But just have like this communal space where all my friends are like my homies and we can just like chill and just like
I like that.
Stress free. We're just like living out there type of deal.
Oh, that sounds
so awesome.
That sounds freaking good, man. That sounds good. I think I'm gonna end on that note, brother.
All right.
Dude. Today's guest was Tom Jones Jr. Episode 20.
Not unusual.
It's not unusual. Come on, the Black Aaron broadcast. So yeah, I'm gonna say my saying, which is I can't remember. I forgot to say it last time. Stay blessed. Don't stress. Stay tuned. Black Aaron broadcast. Every week at today's Wednesday, but I said I usually say Thursdays, but I'll probably edit this video, add my shit to it, and post it Thursday.
Cool.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on the show, Tom Jones.
No problem. It was a good time.
All right, boo. Let's get weird. Woo! We got New Hampshire.
You should put an explosion there and just like.
We don't have any explosions, bro.
Funny young guy to talk to, always seem to have a good talk, always coming back around, have a friend in Black Aaron broadcast.